first one is about the generalized notices. They're much like the ones we did when we built this shelter, and you attended most of those meetings. You were part of the early days of the shelter. You have all these are building projects, so every time you turn around, when you really get into it, hey, what color are we going to paint the doors? What about this? Hey, the wiring goes to the same place that the duct. It's a million decisions. You were the point man when we built this shelter for a time. So you know what I'm talking about. That's the first time we've had a complaint about those, and they are general. It's like today on the, let's just say on the Innovation Center.
I think there's a more specific one today on the.
There may be, but on the Innovation Center one, for instance, every time we turn around, we're having to do something on it. We want to make sure we're able to keep the project moving, because it's been 3 years and still, we have, by the way, Commissioner, you've done a fine job clearing the edge of the parking lot over there and getting it ready. We're actually getting real close. We do have an issue about it, that we had a contract in April of 20, and then we had a guaranteed maximum price. We're building this thing with a construction manager at risk. That's the same process that the county used when they added on to the jail that year, 2 different occasions. And in that transaction, the county actually saved a little money on that. Construction manager at risk in those projects came in about $300,000 or $400,000 under. So that left a good taste in our mouth. I've not seen that happen since then on any project we've had. But nevertheless, the court unanimously decided to go with the construction manager at risk. And those contracts have a clause in there where they give you a guaranteed maximum price. He doesn't do it when you initially go into the contract. You contract with him, and then he is given a certain period of time to go out and get bids and subs and figure out what it's going to cost. Then he comes back and gives you a guaranteed price. It ain't going to go over no matter what happens. It's not supposed to go over. And this thing started as a $2 million project back in 17 when it was first conceptualized. And in April of 2020, we went into the contract, and then about February 28th, I think it was, if this is the right date here, he came up, the Timberline constructors came up with a $2,691,307 guaranteed maximum price. And since that, they've come back and bumped it another $80,000. And a rereading of the contract shows that they have some cost plus language that's put into this contract. And when we negotiated with the architect, we originally went cost plus, and then we were told we had to redo that contract because the EDA said because we're cost plus. So we got the same thing that creeped up against us. Here we are getting ready to start, and we've got to resolve this cost plus. I don't think the EDA who funded this thing will allow us to do cost plus with an architect and not with a contractor. But anyway, that's just one example of, and this just popped up. So we won't be able to deal with these things in these building matters because it's already took 3 years just to get started. And this is basically to try to help the process run a little smoother. We got another one of those general items. Consideration, discussion, possible vote, approve necessary actions for animal control bill. Well, we got the public wants a better animal control facility. Sam Houston's doing a fine job. We voted a year or two ago to still, now we're doing the finishing up the sewer one week and, putting in the cages and drywall and putting in the air conditioning in the little office for it. So we just put a generalized thing in here, so, the public knows we're gonna be talking about the animal control. We might be deciding how big an air conditioner to put in it, or whether we ought to award the bid for the sewer to this guy or that guy, and that's the reason. There's no intent to trick or treat anybody. We're letting you know as much as we do know. And sometimes when there's a big issue that we have more specifics on it, we'll put that in. You said there was one on there. To be honest, I didn't even realize that.